Hey you! Welcome to the Best of Luxury Beauty 2022 week, where each day this week I bring you a specific category dedicated to the best of beauty for 2022. Today it's all about the primers and the powders. So without further ado, let's hydrate and begin. So this video goes up the day after Christmas, Monday, December 26th, which is Boxing Day. On this day, Chantecaille is having their Boxing Day sale, which gives you 30% off. Now this is a private sale, which means I have a special code for you to save 30%, which is their highest discount. The sale does end at midnight Pacific Standard Time. I will have my code, I will have video links for some recommendations, and I'll have all the details listed and linked for you down below. Thank you so much, Chantecaille, for giving us a 30% off code so that we can shop and save and spend all the gift cards we got for Christmas. Today's eye look is brought to you by McGRATH. I'll have everything I'm wearing, everything we talk about, listed and linked down below in the description box. But look at this color story. It's a very pink color story, but I like pink eyeshadows. I do. What makes a product the best of? What gets it into our best of beauty week? I will say this. It's going to be a product that I found myself constantly wanting to reach for because it was giving results. A product that stood out, a product that I thoroughly enjoyed, a product that if I ran out of it, I would highly consider repurchasing. And I feel it good enough and I deem it great enough to share with you as a best of. And with that said, let's start off with the best of primers for 2022. Danessa Myricks. This is the Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder. Packaging, first off, comes with a little spoon so that you can pick up your product. Now, it's not as clean and pristine as it used to be, but it made it into the best of beauty for a reason. There are a few different ways that I've tried the product. I've used the included spoon to scoop out, and I kind of stayed over here in this section. I've used a brush to pick up. I've also gone in with my fingers, clean hands of course, but this is what the texture of it looks like, and it's somewhat ravished and well loved. We'll call her very well loved. I enjoy the packaging. I think it's sleek, it's nice, it's simple, and I do also enjoy the included spoon or spatula, whatever you may call it. Now, the shade that I have is the universal shade. This is something that does come in an array of colors, and it can be used in multiple different ways. This is the texture of it. It is quite a nice, creamy texture. It's not a traditional balm because once you warm it up in your hands and then begin to apply it on the skin, it's not giving a greasy balm. It is a true balm powder. This is a product that is texture reducing. It is blurring. It balances your oils while also maintaining hydration. It's like a super primer. Now, it has something called Upsolate. Now, this is something that is going to absorb any excess sebum or sweat and maintain your skin's hydration. So it's going to give you a smooth canvas that reduces your shine without leaving the skin overly dried. A lot of mattifying products can be extremely drying. They'll give you that matte look. They'll keep your oils at bay. Your skin will stay, you know, matte, but you're going to feel it. With this, you do not. Your skin maintains healthy hydration while getting that nice soft matte finish. And I want to say a soft matte because it's not a dry matte. Whereas if you have any fine lines, they're going to be emphasized. Your lines and everything is smooth and blurred with this primer, all while maintaining hydration and a soft matte finish. I think this is a great product. It's multifunctional. You can use it as foundation. You can use it as primer. You can use other colors to contour the face. You can do whatever you'd like with it in that sense. But I have really enjoyed using it as primer in the shade Universal, and I can definitely see myself getting more into the brand overall. I have used other products, but not too many. But come 2023, you know. But that is our first product, and it is from Danessa Myricks, a wonderful primer. Next up, we have the Hourglass Vanish Airbrush Primer. I feel that they named this perfectly. It smooths and absorbs oils, it blurs and perfects, and gives that airbrushed smooth finish, all while prolonging your makeup's wear. Now this has a gel formulation, and I find it to be extremely lightweight. This also gives the skin nice hydration. And it's also something that you can wear all on its own when you just want to smooth everything out. Or if you have a day where you just want to wear a little bit of concealer and just look smooth and perfected, this is really beautiful for that. Foundation, along with all other makeup products, apply over top beautifully, seamlessly, smoothly, and it just brings everything together. When you have a good base, the possibilities are endless. So that's the Hourglass Vanish Airbrush Primer. Good stuff. Now this next best of product kind of sort of surprised me. And the reason I say that is because a product very similar to it launched before it did, and I highly disliked it. It wasn't my favorite, and I can most always make something work. I can find a way. But I mean, I did, but it's just not something I reach for, and I can't like recommend it. But this product wowed me. It is beautiful. It's an amazing primer, and it's also a multifunctional product because we love those type of products. Yes, we do. I'm talking about the Chantecaille Sheer Glow Rose Face Tint. The one that I didn't like was the anti-aging face tint, which I thought was going to be like a bronzy type of product you can put all over your face to get just like a little bit of tint, or use it to build it up like a bronzer kind of thing. But no. There are not many Chantecaille products that I don't like. This happens to be one of them, but let me tell you, the Sheer Glow Rose Face Tint came along. Woo! This redeemed all the things. So like many of Chantecaille's products, this is a skincare infused product. It's an illuminating primer that's packed with skincare botanicals that moisturizes and smooths the skin for a radiant, fresh-faced look. This is something that you can use all on its own. This is something that you can use under makeup. This is something that you can build up in particular areas and add onto that natural, beautiful glow that we all love. Yes, we do. Now, this is a luminous gel creme product. So when you first open it up, it's almost like, oh, okay, it looks like a moisturizer. And it has a little soft rosy tint to it. But once you proceed to apply her, it has the most beautiful natural glow. I reached for this daily. I loved wearing it alone. I love just applying it because it just feels so lightweight and comfortable while being nourishing and hydrating and moisturizing. Some days I could replace my moisturizer with it. Some days I just use it in addition to my moisturizer. And every time that I applied makeup over top, chef's kiss, skin looks radiant and beautiful. Ooh, yes, please and thank you. I love products that are going to give your skin a little bit of skincare and makeup. This has such a beautiful texture. It's so lightweight. And as a combination skin woman, it works beautifully. For when my skin's a little dry, for when my skin's a little oily, and for when my skin's in between. Now this next primer is something I discovered towards the end of 2022, but that does not mean she didn't make the cut, because she made the cut just in the nick of time. Been using her a ton. She's impressive. She's getting it done. Caliray. A So Blown Blurring Peptide Primer. Again, we've got some skincare in our priming product. So this is a super lightweight blurring primer. It's got collagen peptides that moisturize and nourish your skin. And this is a soft matte type of finish. I think we're seeing a trend here with me. I really enjoy lightweight products, especially as primers, because you don't want anything heavy feeling. So this is what the texture looks like. It's like a gel-like texture, and it just blends into the skin and smooths things, and it feels amazing. Now, majority of these products I do have dedicated videos to, or have tried them in a testing new makeup, or have tried them and have constantly shared them with you. Oh, the skin feels so soft. Like, my hands are so dry because it's so cold. Can you see that? It is smoothed and moisturized. This is amazing. Now let's touch back on the soft matte finish. Again, I'm not a huge fan of products that are going to overly mattify the skin and make them look dry, because when you try to go on top of your products that are super mattifying with powders or pretty much anything else, everything just looks dry and cakey. These more soft matte products avoid that completely. They are more so just calming your sebum production, your oils. So they leave your skin hydrated. You're not looking oily and greasy. Your skin just looks smooth, perfected. What we love, yes. Kind of sort of that perfect skin kind of thing, you know? That's almost impossible, but now with all these products that give you like a real life filter, they're more achievable. Now another newer discovery at the more end of the year priming product that I actually happen to be wearing as my primer today is from Huda Beauty. Everyone raves about the brand. I just never really got into it. You know, everybody's different, and I don't usually like to follow all along. I like to do my own thing sometimes, but here we are. The primer that I'm talking about, and the one that made the best of, with really good reason, even though I discovered her more towards the end of the year, the Huda Beauty Glowish Blur Jam Silicone Free Smoothing Primer. I had to make sure I got that right because there's a lot of words. Now this I do find to be quite similar to the Caliray. And it was actually recommended because I loved the Caliray so much and I was raving about it and couldn't stop using it. You guys were like, hey, if you like this, you'll love this. And wow. Yeah. Now this is silicone free, smoothing, blurring, hydrating, and soft focusing finish primer. I know. Now it's said to contain Damascus rose water that smooths and clarifies and locks in moisture to the skin. So this is also a product that has a little bit of skincare in there, which we love. It also contains prickly pear extract and cactus flower extract, which pretty much hydrate and soothe the skin. This little guy comes with a spoon, and I've been using this every single time to go in, and I do keep the little seal on it as well, but this is what the texture looks like. It is so, it's an interesting texture because once you start to rub it in, it almost feels like it's wet. It turns from like a jelly-like texture into something that almost feels wet to then a gel. And then it absorbs into the skin, all while smoothing and blurring and feeling and looking amazing. This looks beautiful all over the face, all on its own, on a no makeup day. This looks great with foundation. What foundation am I wearing today? Oh, the Chanel. Letton. So another brand that I'm going to be trying more of in 2023. Huda Beauty. If you're enjoying today's video, please take a moment to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't, and make sure you have your notifications turned on, because the rest of the week we are continuing with our best of beauty for 2022. All right, let's get into powders. Finishing powders, setting powders, powders you can use to touch up. Powders. Now these powders performed, they touched up, they set, they finished the makeup throughout 2022. I kept reaching for them, I kept loving them, and I kept enjoying them to the fullest. So let's start off with Dior. This is the Dior Forever Loose Cushion Powder. I have it in the shade medium. We've got to start off with this packaging. It is gorgeous. Yes, it is textured. It's like faux leather. It's a light color with makeup, but I do believe I've managed to keep it quite clean. You know, and it is one of these powders that comes with a little sifter. I personally like these. It does come with this little poof, which I've never used, but I keep it in there just in case. Just in case. That is what the sifter looks like. It doesn't give out too much product. It gives out just enough. And these sifters definitely help the powders not be so messy. This is an ultra fine loose powder. It is so buttery soft and lightweight. It's literally impossible to make your makeup look cakey with this type of powder. This gives the skin a natural matte finish. The way I describe a natural matte is your skin is not oily, but your skin is not flat and dull looking. You still have a little bit of your natural glow to your skin. I use this powder to set my under eye. I use this powder to dust all over. Light layers is key with powders, but when you can find powders that are super finely milled, you will notice a significant difference. This next powder is a powder that I have found a lot of you to have somewhat of a love-hate relationship. Not with the product itself, but how it is sold. But listen, that's just how it's going to be for some brands. Some brands just sell things a certain way. The brand and product I'm talking about in particular is Christian Louboutin.
Dans Fétiche la poudre.
Dans Fétiche la poudre. How'd I do? Now, Christian Louboutin Beauty, for like the complexion, the eyeshadows and such, they sell the products where they sell the case and then you pick from the actual product. But there are just brands that do that. But I personally don't mind because the product is so good. This right here. I mean, let's take a moment for this exquisite packaging. Absolutely beautiful. Very Christian Louboutin. Details are phenomenal. This is like hand-stitched stuff. Okay? And I actually love the stud because it is practical. So you would hold the stud and then lift. You use it as such. But this is what the powder looks like. It did once have very beautiful design here, but this is what she looks like now. Now this is a multi-use powder. You can use it as foundation to give a soft little finish on your skin. You can use it to set and you can use it to touch up. If you use it as foundation, it does have a little bit of buildable coverage. But I do find it to be more on the sheer end of things. Like anywhere that you have like a slight imperfection or a freckle or something that you kind of just want to tone down, it will build up just a little bit, but still keeping things looking natural. Now this powder is more of the natural matte finish. And again, the natural matte finish, my definition of that is your skin still looks like your skin, but not very dull and more the traditional matte. It's more of the healthy, my skin's hydrated, but I'm not oily kind of finish. It has a silky, lightweight texture to it. It is extremely comfortable on your skin. It doesn't look like powder. It melds and blends into your skin beautifully. There are some powders that kind of just lay over top of the skin, and when you get close, you can see them. This will not do that. And I mean, again, packaging is a plus. It's very Christian Louboutin. Very, very beautiful. I'm really excited to share this next one with you. I feel like they did so good on this product. The Westman Atelier Vital Pressed Skincare Powder. Wow. Now, I bought 4 of these, but I've really only used one color. And it's in the shade Pink Bubble. This was said to be a brightening color for fair to light skin tones. But let me tell you, but I will tell you, she works lovely on my skin tone. It lightly brightens, but remains super light and skin-like. Yes. This, as it sounds, is a skincare infused powder. There is an ingredient in here called quinoa seed extract, and this is said to minimize the look of pores and retexture. So obviously that's something that will happen over time, but you're going to be using it anyways, so why not? So this is a micro milled powder. It is extremely weightless. It's talc-free, it's clean, it's Westman Atelier. It's luxurious, clean beauty at its finest. You can use this both to set and to touch up your makeup. Now, when you use this powder to set, it takes down your shine, but not an overly mattifying kind of finish, because it does allow your skin to remain looking like beautiful skin. I will say the Vital Skin foundation drops are very dewy from Westman Atelier, and sometimes I don't want that look. So I will go over to set it with my Vital Skin powder, and it takes down the shine, but I'm left with more of a natural radiant finish. Now, besides Pink Bubble, I do use translucent quite a bit, and I was a little intimidated with translucent at first because it's literally just a white powder. But where's my brush? But it's not so bad. And again, everything is about light layers when you are using powders, especially if it's colored and you're like a little nervous about it. But translucent is this other shade that I found myself reaching for and using the most. They made it in the Best of Beauty for good reason, yes. All right, next. This one, I'm late to the party, I admit, but I'm very happy to be at the party now. It's made in Italy, it's baked, it's amazing. Now, I have it in like one of the palettes, but this is a product that's available all on its own. Hourglass. They're ambient lighting powders. The shade in particular is Radiant Light. This big boy right here. That is what I have today as my finishing powder. Oh, it's beautiful and amazing. So it's this big powder here. Let's omit everything here. I use those two, but this palette's not available anymore, so I can't talk about it like I want to. This is a finishing powder that gives your skin a soft, healthy glow. It diffuses your skin and it just softens the skin. It's kind of magical. And this powder has been around for a really long time. It's been raved about for a really long time. And like I said, I'm late, but I'm glad to be here. I get it. I get the hype. I understand. I'm with you. Yeah. It does something. It like brings the skin back to life, and it doesn't look like powder. It's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, this is a product with the Chantecaille Boxing Day 30% off sale. You definitely might want to check it out. I got a 30% code for you. Don't forget. Check it out. Okay. Anywho, this, I will say, I'm just going to call it now. This is probably going to be a product that I will always feature in my Best of Beauty because it is literally the best. And I finally got a new one because I use it so much. But everyone was ragging on me. Mo, you have the same powder. You need to get a new one. Ew. Leave me alone. I like to use my stuff. Now, the powder I'm talking about from Chantecaille is the Blur Finishing Powder. Like I said, I do have a new one. My old one was in the Hummingbird packaging, and it is now a permanent product. So they have it in their pebbled packaging. And this is in the shade light medium. Now this is literally a filter for your face. Whoa, wow, yes. Now this is said to be a finishing powder, but I have used it as a setting powder as well. And it works beautifully. Light layers are key. Just always remember that. Now this smooths and perfects your skin, blurs your imperfections. Literally looks like a filter. I mean, it's no joke. And it's very long lasting. It's not a powder you put on and you look blurred and smooth for like a little bit. No, it actually lasts quite a bit. I do like using it to touch up as well. My smile lines are always kind of like something that bothers me, but I use the blur powder to just kind of touch them up sometimes, and they bring it right back to life and it looks stunning. Love my Chantecaille blur powder. Absolutely. Now for our last and final powder that made it in the best of beauty for 2022 comes from Chanel. It's not a new powder, I know this, but it's not every single thing in my lists are going to be new. What about the OG products? What about the products that have been around? What about those? I still use them. I still love them, and they still perform and need recognition. Yes, this is the Chanel Natural Finish Loose Powder. I have it in the shade 40. I only have one complaint about this powder. I do kind of wish it had a sifter because it just has holes, and let me tell you, if you're not careful, woo, you will open up to a big old mess. I will say, again, this is not a new powder, but this year in particular, I used this powder. I kept reaching for it. I've even baked with it, and I'm not a baker. I'm a baker in my real life. I love cooking and baking and all the things in my home, but when it comes to baking my makeup, I'm not into it. I don't like how that looks. But this actually, I found myself baking. Whoa. It's very soft and lightweight, and it gives a little bit of coverage. So let's say it's a skincare day and you just put a little bit of a primer on. You can go in with this powder and get a light little bit of coverage on the skin, a little bit of color, and it'll just smooth things out. And it has a natural matte finish, which again, it'll mattify in a soft and natural way without leaving you looking dry and dull at all. It just allows your skin to be perfected and beautiful. Day 1 complete in our Best of Beauty 2022 week. Primers and powders. Share some of your favorites. Comment them down below. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. I will see you tomorrow as we continue on with our Best of Beauty Week series. Don't forget to check out the Chantecaille Boxing Day sale for 30% off. Everything is listed and linked down below. Stay beautiful, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.